Lisa Vanness here, and I am joined today by the one and only Amy Davis.
Hey, everybody!
And she is helping us out here at the store, and she's also a brush lettering calligrapher, right?
And I've already started the video by dropping my brush pen, so let me
And
reach
no
down
video
and
with
get
me
that.
is complete unless there is a problem of some kind.
What can I say? I never said I wasn't a klutz.
Well, I mean, I've become famously klutzy. So, anyway, what we're going to talk about today is the Arkansas Pen Show. It's just around the corner. We want to talk about it. That's right. I'm super excited. We also are excited because tonight it's supposed to snow here in Arkansas.
Snow.
And that hasn't happened it didn't happen at all last year.
No.
So, we're super excited. I went and got my bread. I'm good.
Toilet paper.
I got paper
Milk.
towels because I can clean house. I got.
It's only supposed to snow like 1.5 inches, but for us,
That's a big deal.
that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So Amy helped out at the Arkansas show by teaching some classes last year, and so I thought it'd be fun to invite her on so she can discuss her perspective because the Arkansas show was her first show, and then she followed that up by going to Denver in October. Yes. Mike went. I did not. I skipped that show. I was tired.
Yeah, so
Let's talk about first the dates of the show. It's March 16th through 18th. And let's see, on Friday, I'm having to look. I'm cheating. March 16th through 18th. It's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that's on Friday. Saturday, March 17th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Everybody wear your green that day, right?
oh, was that St. Patrick's Day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then
okay.
Sunday is Mike's birthday.
Oh.
So at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday, March 18th.
So everybody can wish Mike a happy birthday.
That's right.
On Sunday.
And Friday night is our open house. We'll have an event here at the store to show off all of our
All the beautiful inks they have here.
fun stuff.
Is there going to be chili?
I think so. I think I'm gonna do a
Okay.
chili cook-off. I'm sure we'll do chocolate covered bacon. Yeah, last year
Which
we
I've
did-
never had.
But
I keep hearing about
You
it.
haven't had it.
I haven't.
Chocolate and bacon, two things that go together.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So I make it most years, not every year, but last year I did 7 pounds of it, and it was going in like an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Krista ate most of it. Hi, Krista. Love you. So anyway, we're going to talk about your perspective as you were new to the pen show circuit at that time.
Completely.
So your background was in calligraphy and art supplies and not so much in fountain pens, correct?
No, I knew nothing about fountain pens. Last year, around this time, I guess, I got a phone call from Grayling, who's the president of the Arkansas Pen Show, or Arkansas Pen Club, sorry. And he was asking me if I would be interested in teaching a brush lettering class. And I thought, sure,
Now, you had
how
taught it
fun.
before, correct?
I had taught brush lettering before, yes. And I thought, sure. And then I got to thinking about it, like, who are fountain pen people?
You had no idea.
Are they my people? I didn't quite know if they would be interested in taking a brush lettering class because they're so into fountain pens. I thought, I don't know anything about fountain pens. So I thought, I kind of had second thoughts. And I spoke with Grayling again. He's like, oh, we really want you to do this. And,
We did.
please take the weekend to think about it before you, withdraw. And I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. And so I thought about it for the weekend. And I'm so glad I did because I said, I've already committed to this. I'm going to stick with my commitment. And ended up doing the brush lettering class. And I had a table at the show as well where I sold my starter kits. And I did a class on Saturday and I did a class on Sunday. It's brush lettering 101. And I had about 15 people that took the class total, so that was great. And I found out that fountain pen people are indeed my people. So now...
I think that should be the title of the episode.
So last year this time, I had 0 fountain pens. And, a year later, I don't know how many I have. I don't know.
We are your people.
You are my people. And so, I feel like one of you now. And I came home, or not came to my house, but went to go see my mother after the pen show last year. And I was telling her how much fun I had and looking at all the vintage pens. And she said, "That's great." She said, "Hang on a minute." And my mom's very elderly. And she said, "Hang on a minute." She went to the back of her house and she came back with some vintage fountain pens that were my father's. And she gave them to me. And I was so excited because I didn't even really know about them. And then I brought them into Vanness, and Mike was able to fix 4 of them for me. So that was just super exciting that I have my dad's pens.
Yeah. And I'm happy that we were able to fix them for you.
Yeah.
And since then, you've been helping us out.
Yeah. So,
So let's talk about the fact that you had classes. You taught classes on Saturday and Sunday.
mm-hmm.
And then you went to your second pen show. So tell us what you learned and how they compared. Like,
okay,
for the beginners and the people who are, not beginners.
Okay. Everyone in the fountain community is super friendly. Super supportive in your endeavors to get your first fountain pen, whether it's a vintage pen or a new pen. So that's always fun. It's fun to look at people's pen collections.
Mm-hmm.
I love to look at vintage pens. The ones I've bought lately are all new. But my first purchase was last year at the Arkansas Pen Show, was a vintage Waterman from the 40s. It was a Waterman. It was a Taperite, not Gladiator, but it's a, what is it?
I don't know.
Anyway, I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, I love it. So that was fun. And then in October, I went to the Denver Pen Show. I took a class to get certified to teach cursive. Michael Saul and Marie Hornbeck taught that class, and so that was really fun.
It was 2 days long?
It was 2 days long, and they let us have time to go into the pen show area as well. So I ended up buying a Kara's Custom there, and I bought a it was from Mike.
Because you had to go all the way to Denver to show up at the store.
Yeah. I bought, and it was a, not a Kakuno, but it was a Perkio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kawaiko.
Yeah.
Technically Kawaiko, I believe.
Okay.
I'm Southern, I'll butcher it.
Kawaiko, yeah. So.
Those are fun to write with, aren't they? They're
yeah.
smooth, not super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So once you had done the first show, what do you feel like is the good tips for people who it's their first show? Like, what do you wish that you had known?
Let's see. What do I wish I would have known? That I only wanted to do vintage pens, vintage fountain pens. That probably is not the right way to go in when it's your first time to a show or your first fountain pen purchase. And I only wanted a flex nib, which I still prefer a flex nib because I'm so used to writing
the brush lettering
with
style.
a brush. Yeah, so I like that flex, and I want to be able to control the pressure with my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I still prefer a flex nib. However, most people that come to fountain pen shows aren't really into flex nibs, so probably a vintage pen is maybe not going to be your first purchase. But ask questions and write with the pens. People will be glad to let you. Yeah, people ask if you can just dip it in some ink. They're probably not going to let you fill it with ink, but see if you can dip it in some ink and see how you like it. Especially if you're thinking about a vintage pen, because they are all so different. So
they are.
That would be my tip.
And since this was our home show, we want to make sure that we mention a couple of the vendors that you were already familiar with and that you got to know at the show. One would be Art Outfitters.
Yay!
Hey, Carrie. That was unplanned. So Art Outfitters will be there. She's been there the last couple of years. She'll have plenty of art supplies for you guys that are interested. She usually has some pencils. What else did she have?
She has fun little notebooks. She has, last year she even had quill pens there.
Oh, okay.
She sold a few quill pens. She's got really artsy stuff. She had packets last year of different papers that she had put together. So you could, test them out. You could actually purchase the little set she had together. So that was kind of cool. So you didn't have to buy a whole pack or pad of paper not knowing if you're going to like it or not. So that was cool. So I hope she'll have that again this year. But yeah, they got just all kinds of neat stuff over there.
And I guess you were next door to Dan Smith at the show, right? I'm saying next door. You were beside each other as neighbors.
They put two redheads together.
Which was probably dangerous.
Yeah.
But they did it anyway. And I think that Dan is coming back this year. So he's a nib grinder for you guys that don't know. So the Arkansas show will have a nib grinder there. For those of us who like things like an architect nib, or we like a little bit more rounded edge to our italics, we appreciate our nib grinders. Now, you watched Dan work, but I don't think you had a nib ground at that time.
I didn't, because I didn't even know what that meant at the time. So
you had to watch all these people coming up. And
yeah. And I want to add, too, if you have some nibs that you want ground, make an appointment with Dan, because he'll fill up. So he'll make announcements on Facebook and on his website about the Arkansas Pen Show, and he'll want you to contact him to schedule your appointment. And so
he usually lists it, he'll list the times that are open.
Yeah. So be sure and check that out and make an appointment if you want some nibs ground.
Good point.
I am curious to find out, can he make a nib flex? Is that something that's possible?
They have to thin out part of the nib and the underside, so there's a little bit more to it.
I thought that there was a way, but I wasn't quite sure.
It's probably a whole nother video discussion that we would need to drag Dan into.
Yeah, Dan, if you're watching this, weigh in on this.
He will when I send him the link, maybe.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So Dan will be there, and we're excited about that. And then we can't forget the all-important Sean Newton.
Sean.
Yes.
He's from my hometown. We live really close to each other, so it's kind of cool. He's kind of a pen show celebrity, pen world celebrity. So he makes fantastic.
You didn't bring your pen, did you?
I did. Hang on, let me get it out. I bought recently this dip pen holder from him. It's like, I don't know if you guys can see it too good, but
kind
it's
of
like
the Coke bottle color.
Coke bottle acrylic. And then I've got a Zebra G nib in here. So I love it.
And that is the pen that you're doing.
All the swatches.
Yes. So we're swatching all of our inks. Amy has been kind enough to donate her skills. She hasn't done, she donated her skills to us, and we appreciate it so much. So the Zebra G nib is what you'll see in the swatches that are on our website, and slowly but surely, they're going to all be added. It's sometimes more slowly than others.
They have over 1,500 different
it's going to take a while. So. If we have a snow day, then that definitely will slow us down. So anyway, we just want to let you guys know about the events that are coming up for the Arkansas show. So Friday, we'll have the show from 10 to 6. Saturday, the show is from 9 to 6. And Sunday, the show is from 9 to 4. The evening events, Friday night, the open house here at Vanness, and that's 11610 Pleasant Ridge Road. I say it a lot on the phone, and you can put it in your phone, find your way here, or you can follow the crowd as they leave the show to come here. And I think we are going to have a chili Maybe chili frito pies. I haven't decided yet for sure. I'm open to suggestions, so if you guys have ideas, chili seemed good. We had like over 100 people here last year, so if we have more, I may have to figure out a different kind of food situation. I can only cook so much. The Saturday night event, I believe Grayling has said he's wanting to have an event at the show itself, which would be the Pen Addict parties that Brad has hosted at several shows, and we look forward to seeing some of you guys at that event. It's basically playing with pens, playing with ink, playing with pens.
At the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And playing with ink. That's what it is. And getting to share and try out pens is a fun added experience, especially for the new people who haven't gotten to try a lot of pens. And I'm having word finding trouble today. You guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of our nameless show. I have no idea what to call it.
Pen people are my people.
Yeah, maybe I should call it that. The whole show. So anyway, Lisa Vanness here and Amy Davis, and we look forward to seeing you guys in March. Bye.